If you are in foreclosure and might be losing your house because you're falling behind, you're going to want to listen to this, because the worst thing you can do is let the bank take over your house for multiple reasons. We are, I think, in a recession. I think we've been in a recession. Credit card debt shows that. 90-day delinquencies show that in cars. Homes, not necessarily. You got a 212 NODs, 95 NTS filed. The difference between one and the other is, notice the default means you're 90 days behind. NTS means they filed notice of trustee sale to actually sell your house. The bank has to sell your house to get their money back. I want to talk to these people specifically. Well, these people too, but let me explain something to you. This reminds me of back in 2008, 9, and 10 when people were losing their houses. I called it the cycle of death, and you do not want to get in the cycle of death. And there's no reason to get to the cycle of death, because everybody has equity this time around. In 2008, 9, and 10, if you lost your house, or you lost your job or your income or something, and you were going to lose your house, usually the way it worked is it was a cycle. First, you depleted your savings account. Then you depleted your credit cards. Then you got some loans, and you still lost the house. And when you lost the house, you were screwed, because there was no value in the house. You were probably upside down. So you had no way of paying anybody back. And this is what created the chaos of 2008, 9, and 10. Well, this time around is completely different. There's no need to be in that death cycle, because almost everybody now has equity. In other words, you could sell your house, get that money, and actually get cash. So when you're in the what I call death cycle of this process, my recommendation to you is, the minute you know you no longer could pay your mortgage, don't deplete your savings account unless you have a plan. Then deplete your credit card, and then get personal loan, and then have to sell your house. First of all, you should never have a notice of trustee sale filed, because you need to sell your house before you get there. Period. Because you have equity. If you lose the house, the bank gets that equity, not you. The bank gets it. The other thing about it is, before you start down the cycle, because you have equity, the minute you know you're going to fall behind, sell the house. Don't fall behind on your credit cards. Don't deplete your savings account, and don't ask for personal loans, because it is much better to sell the house, still have good credit, so you're able to rent, because now you can sell your house and get money. Now your savings account is even deeper. You got more money. Go rent a house, get you back on your feet before you buy the next house. So when I see notice of trustee sales, it always makes me think, what's happening is these people are hoping and praying that miraculously they're going to save their house. And instead, they lose the house and all the equity with it. In order for this to change, you have to change the one issue you have, which is what? An income issue. Unless your income changes, your expense is not going to change. So if your income is not changing, sell the house before you get to the NOD or the NTS. Keep your credit. Don't max out your credit card to 22%. Don't deplete your savings account, and don't ask your family for a loan. Sell the house, cash in the equity, $50,000, $75,000, $100,000. Go rent. Get back on your feet and do what you got to do. There's no shame in that game. When you get here and here, you've already affected your credit. That means when you go to rent, they're going to see this. And they're most likely not to rent to you. So now it's harder to have a place to live. Do not fall into this death cycle.